Yo, what's going on, guys? It's Houston Sports Talk back into the video day. And today we're going to be talking about if Joe Milton should be the starting quarterback for the New England Patriots. I've been seeing some people all over the place, social media, saying Joe Milton should become the starting quarterback for the New England Patriots just off of one impressive preseason outing. Very good preseason outing where, threw 4 for 6, threw over 50 passing yards. I believe it was 54 passing yards with 1 touchdown through a 38-yard touchdown bomb. He definitely showed off his legs of, having 2 big runs. Very impressive run where, he and the Patriots are at their own 49-yard line, and Carolina Panthers pressure comes, and he's able to, get away from the pressure, but at the same time goes all the way back to the Patriots' own 30-yard line, which means he has gone back around 19 yards. He was basically in the middle of the 30 and 31-yard line, so it was 19 yards, and he gets away from all that pressure and gets an open space, and if he ran 20 yards, that's only getting 1 yard on the play. No, he went from their own 30-yard line all the way to the Carolina Panthers. It was like 37, 36-yard line, which ultimately from the line of scrimmage to where he gets tackled, it's only a gain of 13, 14 yards. But he went from the 30-yard line to the 35-yard line. So, He did run a total of, I believe it was 35 yards almost 35 yards on that play. Now, sure, it was only a 13, 14-yard gain because he went all the way back, but it was still a very impressive play. He had another run where it was 1st and 15. The first run was 2nd and 5. So on the first run, he was able to get the first down. They were able to get the first down. Now the second run was 1st and 15. So they had the ball. Ball goes to Joe Milton. He has this incredible fake throw that totally juked out the defense, and he's able to get some open space on the left side. Almost gets the first down, but gets 14 yards to turn it into a 1st and 15 to a 2nd and 1. So another big run right there. And, outside of his touchdown pass, which was a very nice touchdown pass, which I'm not trying to take some credit away from Joe Milton and all this, but a great route by the wide receiver, number 82, that he threw it to. It was a great throw, great touchdown pass. Now, outside of that touchdown pass, he threw only 16 passing yards. His other throws were decent throws, good throws, but it was a bunch of check down throws. So there wasn't really anything else to be impressed by on his throws besides his touchdown pass, although there were some nice throws that he was making on the check down throws. But it was just, I think it's normal throws that you'll see from any quarterback. But the touchdown pass was nice. I liked what I saw from him. In the run game, I thought he was really good there as well, with getting away from all the pressure and going 35 yards, going from the 30 to 35, only gained 14 yards on the play. And then the 1st and 15 run I mentioned looked good for only playing the 4th quarter. Looked really good. But here's the thing. Anybody saying he should be the starting quarterback, no, he shouldn't. This is a 6th, 7th round pick we're talking about here. I think he showed some solid things. But right now, this isn't a guy who's trying to become the starting quarterback for the New England Patriots. He's trying to become the 3rd-string quarterback. It's a lot of people, and I'm going to avoid calling people casuals, which that is what it kind of is. But a lot of people, when seeing Joe Milton, have success like we've seen in the first game, they say, "Oh yeah, he's doing so much of a better job than Drake May," which I will agree to that. He looked way better than Drake May did. Although Drake May is playing against better defensive players, because Drake May is probably playing against the 3rd team guys, while Joe Milton is Joe Milton is playing against the fourth and fifth guys, and we're talking about a bad defense against Carolina Panthers. So I'd like to see how Joe Milton would do if he went up against the defense that Drake May went up against. Now, I'm not saying that that's a good defense, but the defensive players that are out there for the Carolina Panthers when Drake May is out there on the field in the first quarter are a lot better than the Carolina Panthers defenders that are out there in the fourth quarter going up against Joe Milton. So I'd like to see him go up against those kind of defenders and see if we see that same type of play on his end. But I see a lot of people acting like Joe Milton and Drake May are the only quarterbacks in the room. You still have Jacoby Brissett. It's not like Drake May is favored to be the starter. People talk about, who's going to be the quarterback? Is it going to be Joe Milton or is it going to be Drake May? Right now, the real quarterback battle, it's not between Joe Milton and Drake May. It's between Drake May and Jacoby Brissett. Now, the more real battle for Joe Milton is Bailey Zappi. Because Bailey Zappi is a guy who looked good in their preseason game on Thursday night. He threw 12 for 20, threw over 100 passing yards. The Patriots had scoring drives under his, when he was quarterback. I believe the 17 points scored, 7 of them were scored with Joe Milton, 10 were scored with Bailey Zappi, and then 0 with Jacoby Brissett and Drake May. Although, want to mention, Drake May only played one drive, Jacoby Brissett only played one drive, while we saw Bailey Zappi the second half of the first quarter and the entire second quarter, and then some of the third quarter as well. And then with Joe Milton, we saw him, I think, the end of the third quarter and the entire fourth quarter as well. So both Bailey Zappi and Joe Milton had a lot more playing time than Jacoby Brissett and Drake May did. But that's the real QB battle right here. Drake May's not even favored to be the starting quarterback right now. I think with what we saw from him in his first game, I think it gives me more of a feeling that we are going to see Jacoby Brissett as the week one starting quarterback, especially going into a road game against the Cincinnati Bengals. I don't think that's a way you want a rookie quarterback to start off their career. So I think it'd be the same thing for Joe Milton. So I think Jacoby Brissett is most likely week one starting quarterback. Obviously, that can change if he plays worse or gets injured. But anybody thinking about, he has to, start over Drake May. Drake May's not even the starting quarterback right now. Jacoby Brissett is out as the starting quarterback. Joe Milton is in his own whole, competition right now with Bailey Zappi. And it's not like Bailey Zappi's out there playing bad. He looked good in their first preseason game. I'm not saying he looked better than Joe Milton because Joe Milton looked really good, but Bailey Zappi went out there through 12 for 20. They scored 10 points when he was out there on the field and threw over 100 passing yards. I believe it was like 120 passing yards or something like that. So, I think it should be interesting to see, who is the starting quarterback for the Patriots week one. I don't think Joe Milton is involved in that situation. I think it's down to Drake May and Jacoby Brissett. But what I will tell you guys is three quarterbacks will make this roster. It's not going to be 4. So that means one guy's going to get cut. It's not going to be Jacoby Brissett. It's not going to be Drake May. So that means one of Bailey Zappi or Joe Milton will get cut. Both guys just played a great game. So that means the next 2 preseason games, it's going to be a battle. Now, I think you look at Joe Milton, I think he's a guy that if he gets cut, other teams might be interested, but I think there's a good chance the Patriots bring him back on their practice squad. Now, Bailey Zappi, on the other end, if you cut him and you make Joe Milton the quarterback 3, which gives him a chance to potentially, get up there and maybe get a chance to play. It's not a great chance, but it gives him a chance. Now, if that happens and you cut Bailey Zappi, I don't think he's a guy that's going to go on the practice squad. I think if he continues to play good in the preseason, he's going to have some teams that would want to bring him in. So I look at a team like the Baltimore Ravens. They don't really have a real backup quarterback. They have Lamar Jackson, of course, at starting quarterback. And the reason I watched their game last night against the Eagles, where obviously Lamar wasn't playing, but they don't really have a backup quarterback for Lamar. They have Josh Johnson, who's I don't think a very good option as backup quarterback, and they have Devin Leary, who's a rookie 4th, 5th round pick from Kentucky. So I think the Ravens could be one of those teams that could be looking to see what the Patriots do. Do they, who goes? Is it Bailey Zappi or is it Joe Milton? And who stays? I think the Patriots would obviously be more interested in Joe Milton than Bailey Zappi. But I look at the Patriots. I look at the Ravens right now, and I think they'd be really interested in either one of those guys because they need a backup quarterback, and I think there are other teams in this league that need backup quarterbacks as well. So let me know your thoughts. Do you think Joe Milton should be the starting quarterback? Because right now I don't think he's even favored to be the backup, the backup to the backup, being the third string guy. Now, right now, I like Bailey Zappi, but from what I saw from Joe Milton, I would rather take him than Bailey Zappi. I think he's shown some good things in his first preseason game. Now, I'd like to see him, though. I'd like to see him more, though. I'd like to see him maybe a little bit earlier. Now, I don't know if the Patriots will do this, but this is one thing to consider. Maybe you switch Joe Milton and Bailey Zappi. That is something you can do, where Joe Milton comes in and plays first, and then Bailey Zappi comes in and plays last, where Joe Milton is facing a little bit of better defenders. So that is an option you can play with. But let me know your thoughts on the Patriots rookie quarterback Joe Milton having an impressive start. That's the video. Hope you guys enjoyed, and peace out.